Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. To start things off, this is going to be a very yes and no video. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about as we go through the video. Binance US has listed 3 new digital assets. They are Dash, Zcash, and Algorand to trade within the United States. The listing comes just weeks after Asian exchanges were dropping coins with anonymous features. Both Dash and Zcash can be used as regular assets. When switching off the veiled transaction features, they said this past week we have listed 3 new digital coins, Dash, Algo, and Zcash. Which digital assets should we be looking to add next? Binance USA, 19th October 2019. Binance US also carries Binance Coin, which is now presented as a utility asset. I don't think that was officially announced. One of the really big things about coins within the States, as far as we know, is that you're either a security, a commodity, or a utility token, meaning that your coin is utilized on your platform or some other type of platform in order for something to get going, like something needs it. Utility. Cool. The exchange also expanded the activity of its native blockchain, Binance Chain, and the decentralized exchange. The DEX is also adding pairs and helping the influence of the BUST, BUSD stablecoin. I think it says what else they're tying it onto, pegging the so-and-so, Matic. Additionally, Binance will expand pairs based on the dollar-pegged asset, BUST. New pairs include XRP to BUST, Ether to BUST, Bitcoin Cash, ABC, BUST, Litecoin to BUST, Link to BUST, Ethereum Classic to BUST. Binance has also boosted the influence of stablecoins Paxos, TrueUSD, and USDC. I'm shocked, mainly because we have seen over the last year, it's been about a year at this point now, kind of insane, that governments around the world do not like private transaction coinies because they don't know exactly what's happening with them. I guess it's, I mean, I will tell you here and now, I am not a Dash and or Zcash and or Monero holder and or true fan. So I don't know if they're all capable of having the de-shielded transactions, as it were, but it seems to be that a couple of places, at least within the US, because we've also seen the Gemini twins also added a couple of private transactions coins as long as you can de-shield them. So this seems to be the new thing. Let's see exactly how far that... It's still really weird that they would even be in a position to be able to add these coins in the first place. It kind of gives them validity. It lets people know that, yeah, this is an asset. This is an asset that may go up in value. This is an asset that many other people around the world may be collecting, buying, selling, holding, hoarding. But at the same exact time, don't use it with the normal features that it's intended for. However, if you want to use it without the features, we can still let you use it and you can send it. It's a very weird... it's something like when we used to have discussions before in 2017 about coins that governments really didn't like. I mean, it was usually Bitcoin and something else. As far as like having like private transactions and things along that line, they wanted them all to be wiped out. So why allow something that could potentially then be still used outside of your jurisdiction where you give it? I don't know. Anyway, Binance US is trying to expand their coin options. I think they only had like 10 or 11 coins on their platform. Anyway, if you have these coins, rejoice. You can now put them onto Binance US and unshield them. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, here's the no part. Bittrex International, Malta-based international unit of United States cryptocurrency exchange Bittrex, will cease operations in Venezuela and 30 other countries. In an email to Venezuelan customers, Bittrex International announced that the exchange will halt account and trading access to users on the 29th of October, asking them to withdraw their funds with the exchange before the date. This was reported by Cointelegraph in Espanol. According to the report, the Malta-based international trading platform of Bittrex has informed its entire user base in Venezuela that it will stop its services for users in the country without citing a clear reason for the action. We can kind of assume so. However, Venezuela is not the only country. Apparently, it's also going to be Afghanistan, Egypt, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Cambodia, the Central African Republic, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Ivory Coast, Tunisia, Ethiopia, Uganda, and Yemen. It states right here, rather, I would assume, also the article as well, the assumption would be that many other countries who are currently under some type of economic sanction by other countries, they're trying, how do I put this into very nice words? Andreas Antonopoulos once said during a speech, and this is why I like listening to him, he said, pay close attention to what happens over the next couple of years within the cryptocurrency space. Cryptocurrencies, by default, not the ones that are centralized, what have you, let's even just focus on Bitcoin, are important because no matter what sanctions you're under, no matter if you are living in a country that is under sanctions and you have yourself done nothing, you are still able to use Bitcoin in some shape, form, fashion, way. You can still find a way to do it. What we're going to start seeing, so from Andreas, is that the countries who were under and are still under, going to be under economic sanctions by other major countries, are going to be under crypto economic sanctions. And this is why we also see a push forward towards, which I'm also going to get to in 1 second, government-based digital currencies to try and curb the appeal of people getting into decentralized, even decentralized stablecoins. Bit of an oxymoron, but you understand what I'm saying. Things that are, well, whatever. Or even to get into Bitcoin by simply establishing countries that have their own digital currency so that when they're passing through the system, they have to pass through the same checks and balances that we currently have right now. So, I mean, the long and short of it is, this is why, once again, it manifests every single day, basically. It's kind of eerie how we keep seeing more and more of it happening. This is why decentralized currencies and why Bitcoin, why they are important as a whole, because telling an entire, regardless of what people or leaders in these countries might have done, their citizens are usually not at fault. They're just trying to live their lives, take their kids to school, eat breakfast, go to the bathroom, what have you. They should not be banned from using a cryptocurrency service, which also takes them out of the access of the traditional or even just any type of financial market. This is part of the problem that we have right now, is that I'm trying not to, this is not a political channel, but it's more like a money doesn't like poor. And if you can ban poor from being inside of your services and you are rich, you get richer. So why create another system where you can just ban other people from using other services that other people around the world have access to? If you've never, I mean this really honestly, I've mentioned it before, if you've never listened to Andreas Antonopoulos speak, please do. He has tons of videos. He has his own channel. That's not advertisement in any way. It's more like the stuff that he says, you hear it and you kind of go, okay, well, a little far-fetched. No, it's all coming true. And this is why we keep seeing a move towards other countries and other citizens around the world using Bitcoin. This was a major thing at the beginning of this year as well. And also when the other countries were going through like mega, super, ultra hyperinflation, they turned to Bitcoin as a way to be able to transact. And even other people in other countries. Anyway, this conversation could go on forever. However, Bittrex International has shut down in 31 countries. Because of what we can only assume to be sanctions. Here's another no. Tron founder and CEO Justin Sun has possibly refuted recent reports suggesting that he is leading an investment group behind the acquisition of cryptocurrency exchange known as Poloniex. In a tweet published on the 19th of October, Sun has claimed that he is not buying anything, noting that he is an investor and disclosing some of his crypto assets. He said, just invest some and help out my friends. Actually, I have a huge bag of BNB, HT, OKB, etc., and bet on all exchanges that support TRX and BTT. I wish that tweet made sense. As Cointelegraph reported on the 18th of October, the US-based crypto exchange Poloniex is spinning out from global financial services company Circle to form a new trading platform that will not support customers based in the US. Surprise, surprise. Polo Digital Assets, the new company behind Poloniex, is backed by an unspecified Asian investment group according to an official blog post. So this was major news a couple of days ago, like a day or two ago, that possibly Justin Sun or someone Tron related would be trying to acquire Poloniex or another cryptocurrency exchange. It went on for about a good 2 days, and then apparently Justin Sun said no. However, we've seen before in the past, not even just from Mr. Sun, but from other heavy-handed crypto investors, that they say one thing and then they end up doing another. The interesting part being, here's my 2 satoshis, as people say on it. I sincerely hope that he's not trying to purchase Poloniex or is not part of any type of investment group. We have seen before in the past what an investment from Justin Sun has done. I was reading a metric about a day or two ago about the amount of people around the world who are using BitTorrent. Not many. Those who are using the BitTorrent token on BitTorrent, even less. And the people who are actually using or want to use or even have BitTorrent token at all, which in total was a, what was it, a $100 million acquisition. So, I mean, if he does it, good luck. I hope he's not doing it. Any type of millions of dollars simply flowing through the Tron economy would probably make a bit more sense anyway. That's another no news. Apparently, Justin Sun says he is not trying to buy Poloniex. I give it by the end of December, we'll have some type of news. Just a little quick thing that I wanted to throw in here and then we can kind of continue on. I've been noticing a huge uptick in news about, and I'm pretty sure you have as well, maybe, about countries who are beginning to start to think about launching or are going to be launching their own central bank digital currency. By July, we had not heard too much about anything somewhere along that lines. The article that I read, I think it had to be on my tablet or something like that. They were talking about the actual soon-to-be potential, maybe, don't know, release of China's, it's not a crypto, China's digital coin that is expected to launch sometime in November as a, not a precursor. They're trying to get in front of Libra or whatever Libra could potentially be doing. On top of that as well, in the article, something popped up and it kind of took me by surprise because I don't remember hearing about this, but apparently it's also a major thing. Relatively soon, Sweden is also apparently planning on launching their own cryptocurrency. This article is from 2018. We haven't heard anything about it, but apparently this is also very soon in the works. And also the Bahamas is also planning on launching their own coin as well. Kind of weird. This is also from 2018. We have, this news is scarce. However, if you really like dig deep and try to find it, apparently this is still being spoken about in like a, yeah, this is going to happen soon kind of fashion. Interesting that exactly what I was just saying, the build up of other countries creating their own cryptocurrencies, their own crypto coins, their own tokens, whatever name you decide to give them. It's going to make a, I guess maybe the same world that we have right now, just more restricted and more digitized. Really weird, because last year, every indication from other countries was that they had no interest in cryptocurrencies or any type of thing, or even digitizing what they have. And now, lo and behold, they're all doing the exact same thing. At the moment, Bitcoin's trademark volatility may be about to make a return in a huge way. The trading envelope indicator, which tracks upper and lower bounds to determine when assets are overbought or oversold, suggests Bitcoin is poised to break out. According to Bloomberg, the direction of the breakout is unclear, but the last time the indicator was in a similar spot, Bitcoin soon moved to the downside. They said the difference between Bitcoin's upper and lower band in the trading envelope indicator is at its narrowest since mid-September. The gauge smooths moving averages to map out higher and lower limits, and a similar narrowing last month preceded a drop of more than 12% for Bitcoin on September 24th. Other people are also saying, there are a lot of analysts out there, and not the issue, the interesting part is that it's not just two of them. It's not just one saying yes and one saying nay. It's more of like a 38 different people, especially the ones who scream the loudest on social media. Everyone has different ideas as to where Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market is going to go. However, they're all indicating one thing, that they believe that Bitcoin is about to do something incredibly weird or crazy within the next couple of days. We appear to be at the end of another trading range, or at the end of another something. And apparently what's really actually significant as well for this is that a couple of days ago, there were indications that Bitcoin had to move up in price, or the price was going to collapse and the price was going to go down, because we would have been next to like a sell-off point. And that's when Bitcoin rose to 8,300 from the 7,956, wherever it was before, which led a lot of people to believe that there was a bit of a bullish sentiment for the price, or that people were not willing to let Bitcoin fall down any further. So we'll see. And I want to say by the end of this week. I think it's a bit too soon. Who knows? You know what's really funny? I mentioned that before. This was months ago. I mentioned in some other video, I was like, yeah, Bitcoin's probably not going to move for about a good week and a half. By the time I finished the video, I think the price had, I think, gone up by like 8%. And I was like, okay, I'll just say that more often. So I just assume that the price isn't going to move for the next couple of days. I assume more has to be done before things really get kicking. But for those of you who could potentially be looking to get in at a lower price, here you go. For those of you on the other side of the coin who are looking to get in at a higher price, or maybe just smile because the prices went up, there you go as well. So one of those things will come true, and one side of each group will also be happy. I don't know how to end that sentence. He used to be in the news a lot in 2018. We don't really talk about him as much anymore. However, Mr. John McAfee has announced that he thinks that Bitcoin will be $2 million US by the end of 2020. It says McAfee's latest call for a $2 million Bitcoin by the end of 2020 may seem a bit far-fetched, but hear him out. Despite even the most optimistic models falling short of that value, here are 5 reasons why this prediction may not be so crazy. What is an interesting takeaway from this is that Mr. McAfee announced in 2017 that by the end of 2020, Bitcoin would be $500,000. And then about a week later, he was like, no, it's going to be $1 million. And about a week later, he said it's definitely going to be $1 million, or he would eat his own member, is the easiest way of saying that. And now apparently he's quadrupling down from the original number just a couple of years ago, saying that Bitcoin's going to hit $2 million. During an interview with AIBC Summit, McAfee said that the seemingly outlandish statement, doubling down on his previous prediction that Bitcoin would be 1 million by 2020. He said, run the fudging numbers. If Bitcoin is less than 2 million by the end of 2020, then mathematics itself is a flawed disappointment. Sure. I would like to believe that by the end of 2020, we see a $180,000 Bitcoin. I think it's definitely possible. I mean, I also have my own ideas as to where the cryptocurrency market should be. However, whales disagree with me. 2 million is a bit of a stretch. He actually had, I don't think they have the actual, is this it? Nope. McAfee actually had a chart somewhere on a website where he showed mathematically why he believed we were going to be over 1 million, and it actually made sense. It had to do with the percentage-wise that we had gone up. If you had smoothed everything out, so one day we go up 23%, one day we go down to, one day we go up by 18%, the next day we go down by 40%. If you had smoothed all of that out to get the average, it created a trend line that we had followed up until maybe even now. That showed regardless of the ups and downs, mathematically, we still had been on this course, and that by the end of 2020, we would have hit $1 million. 2 million is a bit of a stretch. However, I mean, we've seen crazier things happen before. There are still a lot of 2019 price predictions as well. Who knows if they'll come true? No one, I think, will be upset if Bitcoin ends up hitting 500,000 by the end of 2020. And I think less people will also be upset and or sad if Bitcoin ends up hitting $2 million. Can you imagine? What would you do if Bitcoin hit? I actually have no idea mentally what I would do. I'm not sure if I would panic and try and like buy a house somewhere. I'm not even logically sure where my mind would be. I know at least 90% of me would be happy. The other 10% would be panicking in some sort of way. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Sorry if you hear the construction outside. You probably can't. I mean, I can hear it. That's why I keep mentioning it in other videos, but no one else hears it. And I'm like, am I crazy? Am I hearing stuff? Thank you very much to Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Morham Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Woody and Daisy, Triple M and J, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Mill Wheezy, Mechanic, Strange, Radio Central, Crypto Artist, Cold D3D, Cryptopolis, Nicholas Renorth, One Piece, One Love, Damien, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Krypton Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, and Bodie McBoatface. Thank you all very much for your support. At the moment, the market is a bit of a 50-50, if you kind of want to say that. Bitcoin is up, not up by a lot, but it's better, 300 higher than we were just a couple of days ago. It's currently at 8,255. The chart is showing an upward movement. Tether is also green, but that could also change within the next couple of minutes. Nothing is really up. Like anything too crazy. I think a lot of coins are just really trying to decide where they're going to go, because a lot of coins, especially coins that don't have an enormous amount of 24-hour volume, if Bitcoin goes up by a little bit, they usually explode. If Bitcoin goes down a tiny bit and there's any type of downward like momentum movement anywhere, the other altcoins that don't, once again, have a lot of volume or a lot of liquidity, if you will, also slam down in price as well. I gave it to the end of the week. I mean, if nothing else, if it happens by today, cool. I'm still going to give it to the end of the week. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope that you all are having, are having a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.